Hey guys, how's it going? It's Alice. Welcome back to my channel. I'm wearing this hat because my roots are so bad that I don't want you to be able to even see it from the back. I also haven't really been washing my hair that much, okay? But we're not here for that. We're here to learn how to do some witchy bitchy brows, honey. These ones right here to be specific. I did a brow tutorial ages ago when I first started my channel. Not a lot has changed. I still think that's a good tutorial and I stand by it. You should check it out. I'll link it below. But I felt like doing an updated one because I really do feel like I've figured out like the kind of brow shape that I like. Like they're arched, they're dark, they've got a nice elongated tail, but they're not too crisp and fake like Instagram browy. They're just like a really nice classic bitch brow. Everybody deserves to have some bitchy brows, you know? They hold so much attitude, so much, you know, just, can I think of a can I speak? Like, this is it. These are my witchy bitchy brows. If you want to learn how to do this shit, then keep on watching. If you're enjoying the video at any point in time during the watching process, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. And without further ado, let's fucking do it. First thing you're going to want to do is probably tweeze. You don't need any crazy expensive tweezers. These are from the dollar store. $1 tweezers. Everybody knows what tweezers are. You can also get these little eyebrow razors. These are by a brand called Tinkle for some reason. And then this makes a horrible noise, but it is a eyebrow razor, an electric face razor. Of course, there's waxing and threading as well. The shaving is nice because you don't have to worry about preventing more hair growth in the future. You know, if you tweeze, it might not ever come back. You know what I'm saying? And that's about as much as I will groom them. As you can see, it's nothing too crazy. I just kind of get the little strays that kind of just hang out right there. Next step. For the longest time, I do soap brows, which is you just get a little clear soap is usually best. Spritz it with some water, some setting spray, and then you grab a spoolie, comb through that, brush up the hairs, and it kind of keeps them in place. It's nice if you have kind of like long hairs that tend to droop down. I had been doing this for years and I do like it, but the other day I forgot to do the soap, and I actually think that it was easier and quicker to fill in my brows. The reason being is the soap sticks to the hairs. Obviously it's like a very thick kind of like gel. Combing through that soap, it's like a little bit more difficult. So if you're a beginner, I think you should just go right in with your brow product. I'm going to use the KVD Brow Pomade Super Brow in the shade Graphite, which is black. And ooh, the brush that I use, I'll grab a couple examples. I should have done this when I had cleaned all of them, but you know. The type of eyebrow brushes that I prefer to use are very thin and wide. So this is like a normal eyebrow brush that you would get. See how tiny it is compared to the ones that I like? This is a Makeup Designery number 220 Essence of Beauty Smudge Brow. I think I have had this since I worked in a drugstore like 15 years ago. Wow. And then this is Real Her Brow and Liner. I think I'm going to use Old Faithful. Load up some product, scrape off the excess on the side if necessary. It doesn't need to be super wet, especially if you're beginning. It's actually better if it's a little bit drier. Start out with the brow that gives you the most amount of resistance. For me, it's this one. What we're gonna do is start right here. I'm holding the brush the wrong way. Cool. Draw a diagonal line from the bottom of the brow up to where the arch is. But we're not going to start here. This is obviously where my brow begins, but you don't want that to be like super dark and dense and like pigmented. You want to have like a nice little bit of a fade. So we start over here where the most hairs are pretty much. It's the thickest part, it's the densest part. That's where we're going to start. It rhymes. So now that we have that kind of like diagonal line, we know that we're going to be going the same direction on top. As you can see, like, it naturally is just going to curve like that. That's going to be the arch. Follow the natural shape that your eyebrow is going, and then just drag it out a little bit further if you want to have kind of like a long tail. Now we're just going to connect the bottom to the tail as well. Now before we finish this brow, we want to move over to the other one because symmetry is pretty important when it comes to eyebrows. So it's going to be better to kind of bounce back and forth. So if you need to kind of tweak this one in order to match that one, you can't. If we finalize this one, there's nowhere to go once you finalize it. So let's move over to this brow. We're going to do the same thing starting right here above your pupil, I guess, kind of. Gonna extend the tail a little bit, and what I like to do is kind of bring it up a little bit, like a little swoop, because you don't want it to go straight down, or at least I don't. Yeah, this brow's thicker, that one is not. Gonna let the brush do some of the work here. It's a nice wide brush, so we can use that to help us make straight lines. Let's move on to kind of like filling them in a little bit. I'm gonna moisten up my pomade a teensy bit. So this is what you do if it gets too dry or if you want it to get more liquidy. Inglot Duraline. It's a godsend of a product, really. I was gonna like demonstrate putting a drop in, but it just dripped right in, so. I mean, you guys know how to drop something into a fucking jar. And this is gonna moisten up the product so much. Look at this. That wasn't a straight line. But I never said it was going to be. Filling in a teensy bit right here on the outer, because we want the gradient effect. So start at the end where we want it darkest. Now I'm looking straight forward into my mirror because we are going to be fine-tuning the front part. You want very little product on your brush. We're just gonna barely draw in a few just like kind of vertical strokes. I used to focus so much of my time trying to make my eyebrows look even, especially when I went like that. I always used to think, oh, when you go like that, your eyebrows should go together, right? I don't know what it is, but mine sure as hell don't. So I feel like as long as they look fine, when you've got your just standard resting bitch face on, I think you're good. Ooh, you know what? It looks like the end there needs a little bit of help. So we're going for a nice long tail. I think that looks good. My final step is really mainly for people with black hair. If you don't have black hair, you could certainly still do this. You just need to find the right color product, and that is some mascara or brow mascara. Try to find one with a plastic applicator. We're gonna brush the front hairs. Try not to touch the skin. This way you can glue the hairs down if necessary with the mascara, but mainly it brings the front of the brows to life. It makes it look 3D. You don't look like you have these fake ass Instagram brows. Nothing wrong with that, but you know. And there are the brows. If you guys found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.